there, I'm Vicky and this is my part of the internet Charming Raindrops. So today I've decided that I want to plan a book blanket. So these are the colours that I'm going to use. So to explain the whole book blanket as a concept, I was thinking on Christmas Day maybe of doing a temperature blanket, and then I realised that, to be honest, I really don't care long term about what the temperature was outside. So I decided to use that as a basis for the book blanket. So the idea is that I'm going to have 2 squares for each month, one being a reading one and one being a listening one. They will be in purple and green, these colours here. And then what will happen is that as we go through the month, I'll keep a track, which I'm doing anyway in my reading journal, of how many hours I've listened to and how many pages I've read. And then that I will crochet 2 coloured lines in relation to how many pages I've read and how many hours I've listened to. So yeah, that's the plan. So the first thing I've done is I've chosen my colours. So I have 7 colours for my tracker. So I've got 7 colours for this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to leave crocheting video instructions in the description box below, because I am no good at explaining how to crochet. But Bella Coco is, and I learnt from her channels. So big shout out to Bella Coco, to be brutally honest, because I don't think I could have done it without her. So if you want to know more about crocheting, then please go and see her videos. She's much more patient and much more better at explaining it than me. So I'm literally just chaining. I'm going to do a square, so a stripy square, so that I can see what colours are which. And also I can see what they look like together, which would be quite nice, because all the balls sort of sitting together of yarn do actually look quite nice, but sometimes when you actually knit it or crochet it, it looks different. So yeah, I'm just going to literally do a two row of each colour square, so that I've got something to refer back to. So yeah, so I'm going to crochet through that. While I'm doing that, if you like what you see, or you want to continue watching how the blanket unfolds, because I will be crocheting it along on my channel throughout the year, then please feel free to like, subscribe, do the YouTubey things. It will come to a point where I'll need to destash my corner, because the idea is also to do granny squares related to the colours of the book covers of the books that I'm reading. That'll be in a separate video, but that's the next plan. But I need to find time to tidy out my stash, and I still work full time, so it might be another couple of weeks before we get to that point. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing, then please like, subscribe, come and join the family and come and watch how this blanket unfolds. Yeah. If you're new here, thank you for coming. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. You've been here and I haven't managed to scare you off just yet. So yeah, I'm just doing my 2 rows in green. I'm not going to show you I'm not going to sit here and crochet while you watch me do every row, because I felt like that might be quite boring. Obviously, if not, let me know. This is almost like the setup bit, so it's almost like it's a little bit more, it's not as exciting as when we get to actually doing the how many pages malarkey. But then, considering it's like the 8th of January today, I haven't read that much in the beginning part of the year, because I've been crocheting gifts for a friend, which you'll see pictures of those at the end of this video, because I finally finished. And yeah, so now I can go back to what I say, I can go back to normal. But it did give me my crafting mojo, but it'd be nice to be able to spread my time out and do a bit of reading and do a bit of lots of other things as well. So that's my first stripe. I'm very nearly at the end of. So what I'll do is I'll continue to do another 7 of those. And yeah, if I do another 7 of those, then we'll see each colour in a row in relation to... I'm keeping the labels just in case I need to reorder. I mean, the idea is to use up my horrendously big yarn stash. But for these colours, I think they need to be exact. So I may need to reorder. So I'm keeping all the labels. and I'll write those numbers down in my crafting journal so that I've got the information just in case I need it. I've forgotten where I was. But anyway, so the idea is we'll have a square of a whole load of stripes. These will be specific colours to related to how... that's it. That's what I was. So I was relating to how many pages I've read. So the green stripe, which is the first one, is going to be between 0 and 100 pages and 0 and an hour. And then the second colour would be 100 to 200, and then the next colour is... So you can see there's a pattern emerging, and that just makes it easy for me to work it out, because I'm colouring it in late at night, just before I go to bed I colour in my trackers. So to be honest, I need it as simple as possible. And then, yes, so later on in January you will have me doing my squares and doing my lines in relation to how much I've read. I'll probably talk about my books a little bit. I don't quite know how this vlogging series is going to go yet. It's a bit play it by ear, but the idea is that I talk a little bit about the books that I've read at the same time. So yeah, I think we're just in it for the journey and in it for the ride, and we'll see what appears at the end of the year. As I say, Bella Coco is very good at explaining crochet instructions. I did watch her video before I started this just to make sure I was definitely doing it right. But she's definitely much better at explaining everything than me. So, and I'm still relatively new to crocheting as well. So I don't feel... If it was knitting, I feel like I could explain it. But crocheting, not so much just yet. But I still wanted to do my blanket to try and get more comfortable with crocheting and, you know, just upskill myself. So, yeah. So if you want any tutorial videos, please click on her link down below. So we're now getting to the end of the second stripe. So you can see how this is going to continue and end up. So moving on to the last bit of the stripy square that is used as our guide point, because as I say, you didn't need to see me crochet everything, and I don't feel like I could teach it, hence why I've given you some tutorial videos. But yeah, you can see that it's starting to look very colourful, and to be honest, I'm quite pleased with the way the colours have worked out. And hopefully the idea is it's going to motivate me to read more pages, or, you know, just read a diverse number of pages, so that I get stripes rather than it being... I mean, at the moment we're 8 days into January, and I have most of the stripes are going to be pretty much the same colour, which is a little bit of a shame. So the idea is that it's going to motivate me to read different amounts each day to have different colours on my blanket. Not that I need a lot of motivation to do reading, but it's just a fun little sideline, I think, and it allows me to bring in... I mean, my channel has always been about things that I enjoy, and I've been able to do crafting a little bit, and I've done reading quite a lot, and I've done my journaling quite a bit. But it's just nice that it allows me to bring in allows me to bring in a different part of my personality and to make something beautiful. And it also keeps me accountable to keep going. Not that I need accountability, but if I'm filming it and putting it out as a series for you guys, then it means that I'm going to not lose it and I'm going to just keep going. And so hopefully, that is all good. I do need to... I've got one more colour to go. But I do need to weave in all these ends and things just to make my square look more beautiful. And then that will go in with my project. But I do have a habit of moving on from projects and having things sitting around. Another one of my videos in the next couple of weeks will be me going through all my UFOs, my unfinished projects, or objects rather. And then... for trying to work out if I'm going to finish them. I'm going to finish them, but it's just a case of knowing what's there and getting it organised so that I can then finish it. But yeah, I've realised that this year is the year to somewhat get organised, but get organised and enjoy it at the same time. I've spent the last couple of years doing quite a lot of decluttering, and I'm now at the point where we're now decluttering the crafting stuff, of which some of it is just going to need to be used up or finished. So, yeah, somewhere in my crafting pile, I've got a Hogwarts train. I've got Harry Potter, the purple bus out of Harry Potter. So, I've got Bethel even, who was my bookworm project, where I had each genre had a colour, and I did a different bit of Bethel in relation to what I was reading genre-wise. And, she was the inspiration of starting all this channel stuff. So I kind of want to find her and finish her off, because I think, she deserves to be finished. Or at least, rather than being left half finished. So, yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of a ride on that one as well. It's not all going to be crafting, though. I am still going to do my journaling videos and my reading videos. There'll just be a little bit of crafting on the side, which will be hopefully exciting. If not, feel like you can come and craft with me. I don't expect you to sit and watch, but you can bring a crafting project and we can just sit and be motivated together. That'll be quite exciting. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Because I'm very excited to see how much I can get done in a year, and taking you guys along for the ride. I mean, the first thing I'm going to have to do is tidy my crafting corner, or put my crafting corner on the internet, which I'm not sure if I'm ready for that yet. I'm going to psych myself up for that, because there is a heck of a lot in it where I've just accumulated stuff over the last decade. So I think it's a case of, it's time for a sort out. I think definitely time for a sort out. Definitely time to get stuff done, finish off projects, work out what's being used for what even. Because hopefully what I want to try and do, the big plan is, I'm just whittering away now, but the big plan is to put a table in that corner. So I can have my sewing machine out if I want to. At the moment, I have to pop a table up in the middle of my front room. So it's almost like sewing becomes a dedicated thing. Or if I want to set up to film, or I want to set up my computer, it's like, you pop the table up and then it's like you're almost, I want to say, stuck in one end. It's almost like the table takes up half the room. So it's almost like I need to get to a point. Well, that's what I want to get to. I want to get to a point where I can have a table in the corner where I can, do my crafting, and it doesn't mean that my front room looks like an absolute bombs hit it every time I decide that I want to do some sewing or some crafting of some sort. So, yeah, that's the big plan. I have a vague feeling that I probably will end up putting my corner on the internet, and we'll probably end up doing it together. But, sometimes it takes a village to organise stuff. It is semi-organised. It's just working out it's working out projects and finishing projects. This should be the fun part of decluttering. It's almost like you've done decluttering, work out what you need to make, and go and make it. It's almost like this is the fun part of it. So really, this is the exciting part. It's almost the most daunting, because it's almost like the last time I did a UFO thing was during lockdown, when I literally finished a whole load of projects. So it's been a while, so we'll do it again. So this is my finished square. So they're all the colours that I'm going to use. As I say, I need to weave in the ends. But yeah, this is the project that I've been working on. So these are Harry Potter Gonks. And I will put the link for the pattern. The pattern was on Etsy. So I'll get a link for the pattern and pop it in the description box for you. But so that's the 3 gonks. This is meant to be a chocolate frog. It's not the best. It didn't come out quite as I expected it to. So thank you for joining me today. If you've made it this far, I salute you, because you've done it. You have made it this far with all my wittering. You've made it this far. Well done. If you made it this far, if you like what you see, obviously feel free to like it. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe.